Hey friends, and welcome back to Love to Inspired Handmade. Today is April 25th of 2025 and I'm so glad to be back here with you guys. I'm going to show you two simple little fun, look at that, isn't that cute? And boom, it's so cute. I am holding my camera right now because I can't find my tool to tighten everything up, so I'm sorry if it's moving around just a tad bit too much. But today's project is going to be using either a 12 by 12 or a 6 by 6 sheet of paper, depending on if you want the larger bag or the smaller bag. And it's a cute little fun purse pouch, and I have so many fun ideas to show you. So I'm going to go ahead and tilt the camera down so that we can get started, okay? So here we go. Bum-ba-da. Look at that. Isn't that all fun and amazing? Right? So let me get adjusted. I'm going to scoot this down just a tad bit so it's closer to me. Move. Uh-oh. I just turned my light off. Technical difficulties in the making here. Okay, where's my lights? Holy cow. Let me get this real quick for you. Alright, is that better? There we go. Much better. Okay, so this was the one I was showing you a while ago when we first got started. And this little guy is pretty good size. It actually measures at 7 inches by 5 inches after you put it together. And I'm using this one to put a pack of the same little cards in. This makes for a perfect little gift if you're doing a presentation or a class and I'm going to do, you know, like if you invite a first-time friend with you, so somebody can get this, and then you can use the mini one like that. Oh yes, so cute. You can put a spool of ribbon. It fits perfect to a cookie or maybe some candy treats. I mean, that is like an endless idea for you. So let me set this one over here. But how about this one? So this, I think, would be great if you're doing maybe a team event with your team. This holds all kinds of cute little things. You can put a stamp set in it. You can put paper in it. Or like the 6 by 6 DSP packs, or you can even just do a fun little bag that way. So yeah, I have created one of those using this adorable little cute as can be DSP with the fun little punch that we have coming out. And I just recently seen one of my fellow Dem friends use this same little thing, and she used it as a honey pot, and I thought, oh, how genius is that? So I put some little honeycombs on there and added some of the little golden bees. It's just so adorable. Absolutely loved it. And then I used and made a mini one. Again, it's perfect for a spool of ribbon, cookie, candies, or whatever you want to use it for. But this little bag is great for all the above. So I'm going to set these out of the way for you. Now to get started, just a few simple tools, because you know I like to keep it simple for you guys. I'm going to take this 12 by 12 sheet of paper, and what you're going to do is take your scoring paper trimmer and you're going to set it in here, and then you're going to take just one side of it. Now I'm going to also say that make sure that when you're doing it that you choose a paper that is good on both sides, because if you don't and there's a pattern on a full pattern, here I'll show you. So like this one, all my honey jars are upright, but when you flip it over, they're all upside down. So make sure you pick something that is solid and it can work either way as far as that goes. I don't know if my camera is still moving. I'm sorry if it is. This is just totally bummer that it's not. I've got to find my tool to try to tighten it up. Okay, so anyway, let's get back to this. Take your 12 by 12 sheet of paper, DSP. You can use a cardstock if you prefer to do that. It would actually make it a little more durable, I guess. When you score your DSP though, make sure you score hard enough, but not so much that it tears your paper, because that is definitely a thing too. But move it over, and you're going to score it at 1/2 inch. So come over and move it, and then just score it 1/2 inch, and then you're going to move it over again to 1 inch, and then trim it off, and then put it to the side. You're going to do that a second time, 1/2 inch, and then move it over to the 1 inch. So now you have 2 of those. These are going to be your handles, and then just move it over to 1 inch one more time. That one's just kind of for good measure. You might find something to use it for, but you don't need this piece that you cut off. All right, the next thing is, take your piece that you have left over here and fold it in half. Make myself some room here. So just fold this in half, just like that. Now you can do like I'm doing, or take your bone folder to make sure that it's, you know, good and pressed in there. Now the side that you folded in half, put it back into your paper trimmer, and you're going to score it at 1/2 on that end, just like that. So now that you do that, that's going to be the bottom of your bag. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and do, so that we're done with the paper trimmer, is open it up, and you're going to score on each end at 1/2 inch, because you're going to fold this in. It's not necessarily, you don't have to do it, because the bag will still turn out and get it just a little bit taller, but it looks, I don't know, I like how it looks, I guess you would say. It's the better thing. So let me go ahead and do that for you real quick. All right, now you're done with your paper trimmer. Oh dear, I've got a kitty. He wants to be on video too. Come on, kitty. Come on, Duck. Sorry. Okay, back at it. Go ahead and fold these down, just like that, and then take your center pieces and fold them. And again, use your bone folder. Right now, I don't necessarily think that it's necessary for all that, but if you'd like. Now, I'm going to go ahead and seal these down. Use your multi-purpose glue, or tear tape works. So far, it has held up my other bags, but I'm afraid that if I put too much in there, they may end up coming open. So I'm going to do that. Another thing is, if you want these flaps to go up underneath one another when you seal the bag together, then you might not put the glue all the way to the end. Either way, it'll still match up quite well. So I'm going to give this a good firm press, just like that. Turn it around, and I'm going to do this side the same way. Add some little bit of glue here. I hope everybody had a fabulous Easter weekend this past weekend. It was, we had so much rain that was supposed to be on our forecast, and it ended up, I mean, it drizzled a little bit, but it ended up holding off and being just a perfect amount, where it didn't mess up the littles doing their Easter egg hunt, and just made for a nice day, not too hot or anything like that. So now that you have these two ends sealed down, right here where we did our little fold. Now I didn't measure this, but if you need to, go ahead. But I'm going to just trim up, maybe to about not quite an inch, maybe a 1/2 inch, up on each end here. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I think we'll work out just fine. So then I'll just fold these little two flaps in, just to get them out of my way. Okay. So next is we're going to add our adhesive, and we're going to just fold it together, and this is going to make our little bag here. I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of glue on both of these sides. This because these little flaps right here are going to fold on the inside. That way we don't have any holes when we fold it together. So let me go ahead and add glue to both ends here. Now remember, a little goes a long way, but you want to have enough. It's kind of hard to see on this particular paper. Let me get it going here. And it's okay to go ahead and do both sides. It ain't gonna dry so fast that you won't be able to get these together. So just fold your little flaps over on one side and go ahead and pop up that bottom piece while you're trying to fold. And then that way it'll have an even little square here. So that's how we got it going and what it looks like. Make sure I got it good and pressed together. Oops, my inside flap fell out. So it's easier if you use it on the table and just kind of push firmly right through there. So then that way that's what it looks like. It just kind of seals in there, if you can see it. And then just come around to the other side and do the same thing. See where my glue's at, because this stuff is super sticky. I'm trying to line it up. If you just start pressing down and then take that flap and kind of push it, it all kind of comes together. This makes a cute little pouch too. I didn't make one, but I was also thinking about doing this same concept, but then putting a little pouch over the top of it there, or a little flap, make for a really cute purse bag thing. Okay, here we go. Well, I'm trying to get my score there, so that way the bottom will sit flat. So that's how we got it going. I purposely am not scoring the sides. I mean, you can go ahead and come up and score on each side so that way it's kind of got a boxy feel, but I just thought I just like having just a little bag, right? But can you see how if you took with one of maybe a white or a wider one, and you can just create a little flap right there? It'd be so cute. All right, so now we want to do our handles. So set that to the side, and you take these two little pieces that we just cut off, and you're going to fold them in half, and they should, when you fold it in half, it should line up perfectly. So this is 1 inch, and then it's just right down the center, so a 1/2 inch for our handles. And then you'll go ahead and get your adhesive out and add it to the inside here so that they will be flat and it holds the pieces together. So let me run some glue down the side of one side of this, and then just kind of start pressing firmly if you're using the multi-purpose glue, so that way it gives it a minute to adhere to one another and it doesn't pop open on you. And then let me do the other side real fast. There you go. So if you're enjoying this video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and then that way you can always come back and watch this video again. If you ring the bell every Friday at 4, I come up and show y'all some kind of new fun tutorial trick, and that way you never miss one of my videos. The next thing you will take, this is like a 1/8 circle punch, but you just need to get something, if you have a paper piercer or something like that, and you're going to punch a hole into your little straps. I'm coming up about 1/4 of a way and just trying to line it up there in the center, and then we do both ends just like so. Okay. Boom. All right, and the next thing is putting the holes in this. Now, if you're worried about how much you need to measure them, get you a little ruler out and kind of mark a dot with a pencil. I'm gotten pretty good at just kind of eyeballing where I want it. I use my finger and coming in, or my thumb, and I'll come in so far. And then I will just measure down with my punch, straighten it, and then I will flip it over and do the same thing. See, that part's coming undone. Maybe you didn't put no glue there. So do the same thing on this side. Come in, got the same measurement with my finger, and then I will try to line it up as close as possible to this other side. So then I think we didn't do too bad on that. Now, if you have some brads lying around like I do, let's get you 4 of those little brads out. This actually holds them in place pretty well. Let me get them out. I think them are all the same color. Maybe not. I was trying to get white ones, but they're awfully close to the vanilla ones. So I don't know if I'm doing what. There we go. There's 4 white ones. Let's move those out of the way. All right, and then you can use your bone folder to do this, or just take your finger and just kind of give them a good little curve. They'll, especially if you're using the glue, they'll automatically kind of curve for you. And we're going to attach these to the front of your bag, just like so. Using the brad. Can you see where I'm going with this? How simple this is? This would make for great party favors if you have I don't know, a birthday party coming up, or maybe you're just wanting, or the girls are getting together and you're wanting to put some fun things in there. You could also do this same thing. I was thinking about with these bags, if somebody's not feeling well, it's a perfect size to put some teas or maybe some soup mixes. You could put some hauls in there, or tissues, just to make a little get well thinking of you along with your card. It makes perfect. You could even get one of the what do you call it, like the crossword puzzles, and stick that in there with your bag. It holds quite a bit. It's a pretty good size. The smaller ones, we will make one of those real fast as well, because it's almost the same concept, just, you know, smaller version. Can't get that in there. There it goes. Ta-da! Come on. All right, we're having a technical difficulty here getting that brad in. It didn't even go in. Oh my goodness, y'all. Wow. Guess I should have had them ready for you. Here, let me separate it. I think it's glued. There it goes. I think it was glued together by the paint. All right, so that's it. And then if you take a little tag that you have, you can have a little tag on it, which makes, grab me a little clothespin, makes perfect, I say I'm gonna grab a clothespin. I'll tie this around there with some ribbon, but you get it. So cute. Love this. And I love how simple it is, right? I mean, we're all about keeping it simple. Now I went ahead and pre-done everything here just to make this go a little bit faster for you guys. So on the smaller one, I took a 6x6 sheet of DSP, and I did basically the same thing. So when I moved it over to trim it, it was at a 1/4, and then I would score, and then I would cut it at a 1/2 for the handles. And you do that 2 times, and then you cut off a 1/2, and then just put it to the side, and then you'll fold that in half. And then I turned it and I scored it at a 1/4, and I scored both of the flaps at a 1/4, and that's all I did. So let's go ahead and assemble this one really fast. Let me do my flaps on the inside. Got some fuzz going over here. Fold that down. Duck's just sitting down there saying, hello, why aren't you letting me come up here and lay? One of my cats always wants to be like right up in all of the things. If you have fur babies, you know what I'm talking about. They like to be where you're at, and yeah, so I'm trying to get my folds together here so I can see them. And then with this one, there it goes. I'm gonna trim the sides of this up just like I did on the other one. I'm just kind of eyeballing up so far. Just depends on what you're more comfortable with, if you want to eyeball it or measure it. So then I'm just folding those flaps in, and we'll add our glue. Just real quick like. This one, like I was showing y'all earlier, makes for a cute little party favor as well. Now, just fold your one little flap. The insert, the one bottom flap should just fall right up to it, just like so. And so then you just kind of, let me give it a good little press to make sure my glue sticks. And then I will come over to this side and do the same thing. Da-da-da. Now my finger's stuck to it. I've got glue going. Get my flap down. Perfect. Isn't that cute? I love these little bags. Perfect size. They are just perfect. And then we'll add our, let me get our punch out, and then we'll line that up. Just stick it down there. I can't see that side. And then move this one. So I've got my little holes on there. Let me open it back up. And then we'll take our brads and we will put them together. Hopefully we'll have a little more luck with these brads than I did the first time. Move it over here. See how simple that is? If you have other ideas that these would work great for, I'd love for you to share in the comments. How would you use your little purse, bag, however you would like to put this together. I know that really soon we have a new catalog coming out. Yay! Starting next week, I believe? And we have a fun little die that has a little bag that's similar to this one right here. I'm not quite sure the size of it, but it's pretty close to this one, I'm sure. So if you are like excited about this little bag, just wait till you see the die, because with the dies, I believe it comes with all kinds of fun things like sunglasses and water bottles. So yeah, you really could make it a fun little beach theme or however. So there you go. That's how I created. There's this one more time. So cute. And then take this one. Isn't that adorable? And then we have that one. And then they stand just nicely beside one another. Stick him over here, and then our last one is right here. Let me get, so cute. Love it. But anyway, Thank you guys for joining in. I hope you have a fabulous weekend, and I look forward to joining back with you next Friday on May 2nd. But until then, you be blessed, and I will talk to you soon.